All right, hello and welcome back. So in this video, we're going to be talking about knowing your pain and your pains and your wants and your needs, but your pains and your desires. So firstly, what incentivizes us? Well, things that get us away from the pain, whatever that is. And what else incentivizes us is things that get us closer to what we want. So even within this internship, there may be a number of pains and desires. One pain might be, well, I grew up really poor and I'm never going to be that way again. So what are we? And I've had this experience, to whatever degree I've had it, but it's like I'm super motivated to get down to business because I'm not going to let my kids live like that. Um, so that would be avoiding a pain. That's an incentive. Well, what about? Well, actually, I just want to really have a meaningful career. I want to feel like I'm living for God. I want to feel like I'm making a difference. And I'm going to do extra stuff. I'm going to get educated, whatever, whatever it is, but I want to make a difference. That's going toward something that's a pleasure or a drive, something that drives you. Okay. So you're going towards something positive or you're leaving something negative. And so one of the things as you start creating an incentive structure is say, what are my needs? What are my problems that I want to be resolved in this situation? Okay. So for example, here with the internship, I put a lot of time and resources and energy into this internship. At the same time, I am using the internship to also address different things that I need addressed. So, for example, when I'm training you guys, the projects are a benefit for you, but they're also a benefit for me because the time that I spend training you is made up when you're working on actual projects. So, the time I would have spent in projects, I'm just now spending training. So, it is an even trade. And that makes me very excited. I would much rather hang out with you guys and enable you and train you than to go in some dark room somewhere and work on an ads account alone. And so that's a win for me in this scenario. And that's something that I need. So what are the things I would need to make this situation enthusiastic? Like what do you need to be super excited about it? And this is true with your ministries, your relationships, your businesses. What do you need to be enthusiastic about the situation? You define those things and then you don't stop until you set up a situation where that is the case. And most people just quit way before they don't even know that's a possibility. But even when people do think it's a possibility, sometimes, for example, sometimes coming up with wins on both sides and then finding a way to thread that needle because that's challenging. Sometimes it'll take days. Like when my wife and I started doing this in our relationship, it would be like we'd have to critical think for days to come up with a solution where we're both excited, but that's now our standard operating procedure. Like it's fairly rare that we come to an issue that someone has to lose on. But even when that's the case now, it's not even that big of a deal because we both know in all the situations we can possibly manage it, we're both going to win. So it's not a big deal because we have that goodwill built up. So, first thing you need to know when setting up an incentive structure is what is your desires? What are your desires? What are your pains? What are the things you need from the situation, whatever it is, a ministry or a business or something to that effect? So, that is this video. Do you guys have any questions or thoughts or comments on understanding your own drives and the needs that you have in any particular endeavor that you're undergoing? Okay, cool. Well, in the next video, we are going to go over the audience's pains and drives. So we will see you there.